Keeler Boxing Bants, we are here again in the Coliseum Gym in Ballyfermot, here again with Luke Keeler. Luke, obviously hot topic at the moment with yourself that it's been announced that you're going to be fighting for the WBO world title in January, end of January. So first of all, Luke, what's it been like the last 2-3 weeks getting it over the line and for it to be announced?
Yeah, it was a bit frustrating. Like I was told about probably 3 or 4 weeks ago, it's more or less there, but you know, with boxing, like, it can just, fights fall through. There was actually talk of the Munguia fight as well in January. That was a possibility. There was talk of the Murata fight in Japan at Christmas, but Butler, who was number 1 with the WBO, took that fight, which meant it paved the way for me to go and fight Andrade. So it's boxing, it's a funny business, isn't it?
Yeah. When was it the moment where you're kind of told, yeah, it's done, it's going to be announced? Like,
just recently when the announcement came, like probably the day before, well, 2 or 3 days before Matchroom made the announcement, so it was done, signed, everything agreed, you know. So it's just once you have that date, it's like you can just completely focus. You know, I was training hard the last 6 or 7 weeks, but until you have a set date, like I suppose things outside the gym, you can just switch on, like your diet, everything else. So it's good to just get that signed and get it right, you know.
Yeah. In terms of like the originally you were supposed to be fighting in December, but you kind of knew that it wasn't going to kind of manifest. You knew that, you know, there's a good chance. I know you're not bothered whether you're a mandatory or a voluntary, but was it named as a mandatory by the WBO, even though there was Atlantis Fox ahead in the rankings? Was it named as a mandatory?
Yeah, it was voluntary, I think, in the end. I think that it was voluntary because there's a huge discrepancy in like your courses, I suppose. Like you get guaranteed set percentage, like, so yeah. So it's a bit like financially it probably would have been a bit better, but it's what comes after. Like I said before that I would have took this fight for free. You know, it puts me up there. Like, considering where I came from a couple of years ago, to be here fighting for the title, so highly ranked, is a dream. Like, so the money is great, everything's great with that, but I would have done it for free. Yeah.
I suppose with the zone and whatnot and Matchroom, the positive is when you're a mandatory, even though your purse is lower, they can't put in the rematch clause. So when you beat them, you don't have to justify a rematch.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's it. That's it exactly. There's no rematch clause, and it opens doors. Like I said before, like it's just, you're right up there then, and you with the likes of Golovkin and Canelo, huge paydays. Like they're guaranteed, like they're on huge courses. Like that'll all come. I truly believe he's going to take his eye off the ball over Christmas. He's looking past me. He's speaking about other fights, and I'm just looking forward to proving a lot of people wrong, or proving myself right, I suppose, and doing the business.
Yeah. For someone who's so avoided, Andrade, and you know, he's kind of seen as like this dark horse. You know, people want to avoid him. How do you feel about like people like in American journalists kind of putting you down, kind of saying, well, look, he needs to get a bigger opponent, etc., etc., etc. How does that make you feel?
I just smile at it, you know. It's just, there's no pressure on me. I don't see any negatives in it. They're just overlooking me. If you look at my record, like I lost the door in that time, but I wasn't a full-time athlete. The last 2 years since I went to P have been night and day in terms of my performances, in terms of just myself training properly, I suppose, you know what I mean. When I was working full time, I've said it over and over, but I didn't do things right, you know what I mean. That showed in my performances, and what I also showed in me terms of like me belief as well. I knew the preparation wasn't right, so I couldn't turn the screw or turn up the gears because I just wasn't putting the work in. Now all of a sudden I'm doing it. My fitness has gone through the roof. I know they slag me that I'm the granddad of the group here, I'm getting on, but I'm getting fitter each camp. So everything is really positive, And I showed that in the last performance, but even since that last performance, I studied the mistakes I made. Like, my hand positions are better this time. I just went straight back in with P, and you'll see levels going up again. Like, I'm going to improve so much since that again, I suppose, you know.
In terms of, I don't want to go too deep now, but like when you look at your life before you came here to Pete's, you know, would you think psychologically when you were working and you're coming here, the reason why you didn't have your foot fully in boxing because you knew you had that job to fall back on, whereas now, because you're fully in it now, you know, you've got your two twin boys now, you're thinking, does that drive you on now, like I can't kind of fail in boxing now because I've put my 2 feet fully in it? And is that something that crosses your mind? Does that really drive you on, like, you know?
No, like I worked full time for 10 years and I done really well, like, you know, that kind of way. So I kind of had a safety net behind me. Like, I bought a couple of properties and stuff, I rented, and that pressure was off. So I remember speaking about that. I remember some of the lads going straight from, say, high performance into boxing and just did nothing else. And I can see what you're talking about there, like the pressure on them. I feel zero pressure. Like, this is my dream. I'm not financially dependent on it, and there's no pressure on me. Like, I just always wanted to see how far I could go when I put my heart and soul into it. I'm doing that now, and I'm getting better each day. So, like, there's no pressure. It's not as if, I have to succeed. Like, I can always go, well, you can walk till you're 60, can't you? I hope not. Like, hopefully a couple of paydays and I won't have to, but I'll always keep busy. But no, with no pressure at all. And I just have a desire to just prove people wrong, like the likes you're saying, them journalists, you know. I know the tactics we're drilling in, the sparring partners, the camp, like, he's in for a huge shock.
Have you been watching much of his fights lately in terms of, well, I imagine you're watching them over and over and over again. As Ben Davison says, the key to figuring out an opponent is watch everything in slow motion. Have you been doing plenty of that?
No slow motion, I must try it. No, but watch clips, different fights, and I've seen weaknesses. P is obsessed, you know that way. He's obsessed with tactics and coaching, and I'm doing some amazing work with him one-on-one, you know, drilling in the game plans, bringing it into sparring, and like, you'd be amazed the difference that brings, you know, that kind of way. Like, I remember before the Arias fight, we didn't really have an opponent and you didn't have sparring, but to have a full camp where you're just focusing on one guy is a huge plus, you know.
So it's in Miami, Florida. I know from my experience living over in that part of the country, probably one of the most humid places in the world. Obviously a lot of old people in America go there to retire in Florida, and is there anything in your camp or anything that you're going to do to adjust, or are you just going to get over there early before you fight? Yeah,
we're over like 10 days early. It's kind of the ramp, like we'll the taper down period, just get adjusted to the time. There's nothing really planned in terms of humidity or training. We put the heaters on upstairs in the thing. Jordan sparred no, we get over early and adjust. I've seen the venue. The venue is actually covered inside as well, and like the venue itself. So, like,
has to have the air conditioning. Just make sure it has that.
Yeah. I'll put that in the contract. But no, like, so I'm not too worried. Yeah. Something I have to look into there.
It's hard to explain it really, like, until you're there. Like, it's like, because the air conditioning over there is so good, do you know what I mean? Because everyone needs it, you know. So it's literally when you that line from your door when you open it, it's just like a different place, like, you know what I mean? It's so humid.
It's still winter over there now, was it? Like it says.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. It wouldn't be obviously when you're there now. It'll be much more like dealable, you know what I mean? Like, but in the summer, like, a lot of people don't even leave the house because it's just so hot and humid, and a lot of bugs and stuff like that, you know.
Yeah, I'll have to start trying the heat upstairs. We'll have to prepare for that.
I'm sure the venue though, like venues like that in America, the great thing about them is the air conditioning, and it's so good. Like, you walk in and it's actually cold, you know, when you walk in. Whereas I think there was an NBA final a couple of years ago, and the air conditioning broke down and the sweat pissing off people.
Boy, remember the lads fought in the boy?
Yeah.
Davey, that time Davey fought, and the they were struggling badly.
Yeah.
So like it is rough. That was outside, I suppose, in Dubai, and it was heavy for them. But I think Davy's opponent was hurt, only dehydrated and taken out the hospital after. But yeah, it's something we look into. I think it's covered now. We're going to get that checked
out. So just a couple of questions from people at home. So one person was asking, you look at the stable fighters you have now, like, and there's so many of these now, and a lot of very, very high level fighters. Does that drive you on, or it does keep you on your toes, would you say?
Definitely, yeah. Since I joined with, say, Gary and Davey was there, and their levels, you know what I mean, brought me along. But it's just that, it's just with the extra lads again, it's brought, and then we all kind of share with each other what we think is going wrong, you know, or what each, like, they're all just different sets of eyes with huge experience. So like, this is working with me, this is working with you, or I'm catching you with this, or so everyone's helping. It's a good buzz, like, you know what I mean. It's a good atmosphere. There's no egos, or there's no rivalries or anything like that. So no, it is. We're all complimenting each other and speaking and coming on well. Like, I'm nearing the end of my career, and these are all starting out, like, you know. I'll give them some advice just on the way they have to build, and it's a hard road, like, you know what I mean. Don't expect to be making money for another 3 or 4 years, you know, that kind of way. So no, it's good. There's good mix of lads, and it's credit to P. He's bringing such high quality. Like, he's constantly getting messaged, guys looking to train. He's to keep the squad down and refuse a lot of fighters. So some real high level guys. The 2 lads, Tyrones, are fighting on Sky in that golden tournament. Some great quality, and they're getting results. Tommy had great results since he came down. They're all raving about the training, you know, the structure, the time. So it's good. It's a credit to P. I'm delighted for him, you know.
Yeah. And another question was, I know you're not going to give us your tactics for the fight, but is there anything, even psychologically, you're thinking of doing going into the fight? As you know, you've said before, you think he's looking past you. I feel like Lewis Arias, you kind of lit a fire there in the press conference before it. Is there anything that you're thinking of doing for the fight? Or?
Yeah, like, I've noticed little things, and I won't give too much away, but I'm gonna leave everything in that ring. Like, I'm not overawed. Like, I'm gonna go in and win every 3 minutes every round. I think he fights, and he's gonna have a tough night ahead of him, you know. I'm going over to win. There's a lot of fighters go over and they're happy to survive and go at his pace. I'm coming to win, and I think that's gonna be the difference, you know.
And I'm sure Steve Collins Jr. has reminded you that his dad has held that belt as he told you to bring it down and show you the old belt.
No, we never mentioned that. No, no, it's good. It's good. I knew Steve from when we were at Celtic Warriors, but the same kind of similar with him. He had a couple of setbacks. Kept one out about in that Sun article, but he had a couple of losses and setbacks similar to myself, and persevered, and you can see people that talk, like, I know he's world. I believe he's one of the, like, if not the best middleweight there, but like, that grit and determination, and someone like, it's hard to get up for a fight. Just say for instance that fight in Scotland, that would have been hard for me to get up for, to the level I'm at now, and it's the same for him. He's looking past me, and them few percent, you know, he's not going to be up for it as much in camp. I think it's an easy fight, and he's going to be shocked.
He says he just wants to challenge himself. Is there anything last thing you want to say to anyone, even to Demetrius or to fans, anyone who's travelling out for you?
I'd just like to say thanks to everyone that is travelling. Like, there's great support there. There's nearly more travelling to Miami than Belfast. Like, it's nice. I think it's a good excuse for a trip away for the lads, you know. They're probably arguing with their missus at the moment, but no, it's a nice trip, and I think everything timing wise, like, everything's about timing, and everything is really falling into place, timing and training wise. So don't be shocked with the upset. Get to the bookies. I'm going to win. You know?
Have you looked at the odds yet? I haven't looked myself.
Wide, yeah. I think I'm 7-1, 15-2. So there's good value there.
Very good value there. Very good. Right, well, really appreciate your time. I'm actually really looking forward now to the fight. It'll be a late one, obviously, for us at home, but I'm sure everyone will be staying up late to watch it. Yeah. So best of luck with your fight, and thanks for your time.
Sound, thanks.
Thanks.